who executes some sort of cover-up or effort to tamp things down for 3 days. So the whole thing defies logic, and the fact that this keeps on getting churned out, frankly, has a lot to do with political motivations.
Welcome back to Opinion Journal. I'm Mary Kissel. That's President Obama asking a very good question. Who executes a cover-up for 3 days? And why is the president not concerned that we still haven't found who killed 4 Americans in a terrorist attack on 9/11 in 2012? Foundation for the Defense of Democracy scholar Michael Ledeen, a former state official himself, joins me now from Washington. Michael, the president says nothing to see here, move along. Do you agree?
Well, no. Since we still don't know who killed those 4 Americans. We still don't know in the detail that we'd like to know about it who failed to secure the embassy, the consulate, the annex, all of those things. We still have no explanation for why no military units were sent to try to save the lives of those people who were under attack in Benghazi. There's a million questions we don't know. And most amazingly, we do not know where that huge cover-up came from that introduced that so-called video as the rationalization for the attacks on American diplomatic facilities. Who came up with that one?
Yeah, Michael, your latest piece focuses in on the so-called third edit of what we now know were 12 edits of those talking points. I assume that's the edit where the video story was introduced. What can you tell us as a former official how that process works and how unusual or not it was to have such a switch in focus on those talking points?
Well, it's not unusual. Those memos are internal memos where everybody is working on what is going to be released to the public. In other words, how are they going to try to protect themselves in the light of events that have just taken place that are clearly bad for them. And so CIA took a shot at it, drafted it, said, here's what we knew. And the reason why the third edit is crucial is because between versions 2 and 3, the language changes from talking about attacks in Benghazi to demonstrations. And they still stick with this hilarious language, demonstrations or attacks that were spontaneously inspired by what had happened in Cairo, when it's obvious that everybody knew from the first minute what was going on, that it was an organized terrorist attack. Demonstrators don't show up with RPGs and mortars.
Now, Michael, the Democrats, the emerging line from the left is, the president said there's no there. If you watch Meet the Press with David Gregory, he says, well, you know, this is just interagency negotiation, it's normal. You know, can you explain to our viewers why we do care so much about why these changes were made, why it's not just about talking points?
Well, it's not. It's about talking points, but memos in modern bureaucracy are written in order to be leaked. So everybody working on these things is writing something that they fully expect and really want to end up on the front page of the Wall Street Journal. So that language is terribly important, and so it's fun and if you want to understand how the system works, you have to look very carefully at the words. You know, when attack changes to demonstration, that's very important. And spontaneous, that's spontaneously inspired, that's very important. And then if you look at how the various agencies are trying to cover themselves, you can see, for example, CIA says, look, we've been talking about these extremists running around Libya for months. And we've issued various pieces about it.
Well,
and
it's
hilarious.
It's foggy language. It's a cover-up. It is hilarious. But more seriously, why isn't the president outraged that 4 Americans who died in a terrorist attack, that we still don't know who those people are and why it happened? Foundation for Defense of Democracy scholar Michael Ledeen.